Hello and thank you for joining the channel again. Today I'm going to be looking at Pentatonix, The Sound of Silence. And I'm really interested in doing this. I'm sort of excited to look at this group, because one of the things I've always enjoyed in my life was working in choirs and groups and doing a lot of those um, group singing. I mean, I was in way too many choirs in high school and college, as my roommates have told me. Um, But the thing that I want to sort of point out here is a lot of reactors, when I have watched this video and I've watched reactors react to this video. So this might sort of taint some of you, but the thing that sort of throws me about how they react to this song is that they focus on the individual singers when they step up. So in Hallelujah, when Avi steps up, or when Kirsten steps up, or when Scott steps up and they do their solos, and I'm I never worry about them. To be honest, I never worry about them. So I'm more interested in how the group works because it is an a cappella group, and so I want to focus on that sort of stuff. And so um, I I'm going to give you sort of a quick overview, if I can, of what it is that I listen for when I listen to a cappella groups, because this is their toolkit. We talk about soloists having their toolkits and things like that, but to be honest, a group has a different set of they have a different set of tools that they have to use, because they have to be the band, they have to be the rhythm section, they have to be the backup singers, and they have to be the lead vocalists. And so they don't have anybody helping them. They don't have a an orchestra that, if something isn't going right, to pull back, or if something is going really well, to intensify. They don't have that. They only have each other to rely upon, and that symbiosis, that teamwork, is the thing that I appreciate in a song like this, and in groups that do this. That's what I come to this for. I don't come here to listen to the different people in the group step forward to sing. So what I listen for is not only the melody that the lead person is doing, but also the counter melodies, the ones that are going on behind, because those are just amazing, because they help do things to build the song. I listen to the harmony as well as the dissonance, like where the notes don't match, because that creates its own effect. And again, they have to be in charge of the tempo and the momentum of the song, and as well as the intensity of the song. So how strongly the emotions come out, um, and how intense in any particular section is. And so they're by themselves, they're responsible for this. They don't have a trumpet section that's going to blare out a whole bunch of stuff to reinforce whatever emotion is going on. They don't have violins to reinforce all this stuff. It's all on them. And so it is really about that teamwork, to build the intensity and the counter melodies and the harmony and the dissonance to move the song forward. And so I'm going to leave it go with that. Um, and I'm going to get started on this. I do want to thank you for this indulgence, but whenever we're looking at a group, everybody has to play with each other. And the thing that makes this group so successful is their ability to play well with each other. Let us begin.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
So in this particular section, notice how there's the wave of soft to loud to soft to loud, and it's all on the ooh, and it's all there to envelop him in his particular solo here. But they're working to help support this. They're all in sync. They all are singing at the same volume. They're all singing at the same intensity, and they all crescendo at the same time. They all go soft at the same time. This sounds like it's a duh moment, but if anybody's seen a cappella groups or been a part of one, it's not always that easy to make sure that everybody acts as a team. And so this is the stuff that I listen for, is the teamwork, because again, I'll be brutally honest, I can't harmonize, so I'm sort of jealous that these people can harmonize so well. But it's also the thing that I'm jealous because I don't have it and I want it because it is a good skill to have. Having said that, we're going to move forward. What I would like you guys to do is, if you find a moment in this particular performance that stands out for you, timestamp it, put it in the comments, and tell me why it's important. Tell us all why it's important, and we will, as a community, sort of enjoy the snippets of this performance that strike you.
Within the sound of silence.
In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of.
I apologize for stopping right there. We'll go back a couple of seconds. Again, it's everybody else coming together, the bass coming up, then going down, grounding this whole section. I This sort of stuff gets me all going, and it reminds me of all the things that I sort of missed from 30,000 years ago when I was in choirs and the things that I had to pay attention to. And I apologize to this gentleman here for cutting him off as he finishes his particular verse. But I'm going to go back because again, it's how they work together. They're helping him, they're supporting him, they're saying the words with him. Sometimes they're saying different words. It's it's how this was arranged that makes this group so great. And so I'm going to go back and we're going to listen to some of this again and we'll keep going. And so again, just listen to all the background stuff because the background stuff makes his part so much stronger.
When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. And no one dare disturb the sound of silence.
Just beautiful. And again, he steps back into his role as a supporting person when he does his octave jump. And I won't attempt it because, well, I'm an octave and a half too high for that. But again, it's how when he came in, he got to start his stuff off from silence. He built his thing. They came in, they built, they walked back, they built the intensity, they drew it back, they supported him as he did his stuff. They never really outshone him in any way, shape, manner, or form. And when it started off, everything was bigger, everything was lower, everything was in line with the type of voice that he brings to this band. Whereas the other soloist, and again, I have to memorize these people's names at some point because he has a higher pitched sound. The background noise, the background was much higher in pitch. And this is the one thing that also builds the intensity and helps us understand them and help what greatness this performance is. It's just amazing.
Of silence, Fool said you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. And if any of you are musicologists in the background, I am a choir guy. I was the grunt in the background who would sing in choirs. That transition part after he finishes, after the bass finishes, was that an actual modulation into a different key? I should know this, but for some reason when we're modulating into different keys, I don't hear down, I only hear up. And so if we modulated, please let me know. And the reason I stopped that right there is because that section there was designed, if it was a key change, to make sure that she was highlighted as a soloist. And so the key signature had to be brought down in order for her to shine, because the key signature that might be written for every other member of this group might not actually work. And that transition there, if it was designed to modulate, was a piece of brilliance, because again, I don't even know if it was a key change. That's how smooth this was. And it was done so artfully well that I'm asking people to tell me if they changed keys right there, because it felt like a key change in order to help bring out her tone, which is usually about a half an octave to an octave higher than pretty much everybody else in the group.
Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells
Dissonance.
of silence.
Okay, I'm going to back that up. There was a counter melody there that the bass gentleman did, bum, 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 something to that effect. And what that did is it helped build the intensity of that particular section and moved us forward, because it reset everything and brought the entire intensity of this particular section up, because that's what bass does. Whenever you hear a bass come in, it's usually designed to help reinforce the intensity of something. And it was brilliant in my mind. And so I sort of want to apologize for cutting this up, but you can always go back and find the original and you can watch it on your own. But what makes this song so amazing is everybody has a part to play, and they know when to play it, and they know how to build the song from where it starts to where it ends, because again, this song is known for 40, 50 years. I believe it's as old as I am, so it is. But again, this here takes all the components that make this awesome in the original, and it intensifies them, and it builds them, and it expands upon them. And this is what makes this particular song so amazing, in this particular version so amazing, is that each part becomes greater than the whole, and it's awesome. So I'm going to take it back a little bit more, and so you can hear all of this just take over, and again, just amazing.
And echoed in the wells of silence.
The use of silence and unison there always will catch me, because again, we're used to pentatonics coming at you, full sound, full chorus, full chords, full everything, dissonance, everything going on at everybody having a different part to play to build this whole thing. Right there, they brought it all the way down to 0, and then hit us with a whole bunch of unison notes in order to just give us that little bit of difference, that little bit of diversity within this particular arrangement to just make it happen. And I'm going to take it back because I didn't want to stop, but it's too good. So there we go. Oops, probably a little bit too far there.
And echoed in the wells of silence.
In the people mountain rain, through the neon god they made,
And the signs are shouting warning, and the words that he was forming, and the signs said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, and
Yes, as always, I am blown away by this, and I'm going to leave it go at that. I've ripped apart this particular performance 1.5 million ways to one, and so I'm going to let you go back and enjoy the original. And again, just go back through, find the parts of the song that actually just blow your mind, and then make timestamps, have conversations, do whatever it is that you need to do. You can yell at me in the comments for cutting this up so much, but there's so much within here, within the background, that makes Pentatonix one of the best groups vocally ever. And I hope that this didn't damage you in any way, but I do believe that this is a really great, great performance. And with that, I'm going to let you go. You enjoy your day, and as always, be safe.